Well, it's been a busy week. I wasn't able to get on here last week because I was just overwhelmed with work and overwhelmed with trying to get different things done around the house, and life just happens, and I'm doing a lot better though than I was because just so I am just so happy that I'm able to do these more consistently than I have in the past. So it's relaxing for me. So I'm happy that I was able to have some downtime today to just come on here and chat with you guys or whoever would be watching me right now, if anyone. I always say that, but so last Saturday, so it would have been a week ago, 2 days ago, so not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before. Today is Monday, so me and my wife, we really wanted to go, and we decided that, it was time to have a pet around the house again, because it's been almost 2 years since we lost Mateo to most likely cancer, is what we think it was. And we finally settled into a place that we really want to be at for a while, and so we decided to go to the animal shelter and pick out a cat. We were there for probably 20-30 minutes, looking at different cats, and we weren't really sure which one we wanted, but towards the end of our visit, we came across a cat that we really wanted, and the cat really liked me and Cassie a lot, and so again we filled out the paperwork, spent about probably 20 to 30 minutes with the cat, just to see if we got along with it, which again it did. And we left, planning on to adopt. They put a reserve sign on it, and went on our way. They just had to call our landlord and just make sure that we're allowed to have cats at our apartment, which they do. So it was just a matter of formality. All right, so sorry for the wind. If there's some wind in the background. Little breeze here and there. Anyways, so me and my wife went to the grocery store because they have a pet section at my store where you can pick up cat litter and cat food and whatever you need. And there's a restaurant inside, so we decided to go eat, and then we go get the supplies we needed. Well, in the middle of our lunch, the animal shelter called, and they said they called our landlord, and our landlord said that they couldn't approve a cat right now for the apartment, and they asked why, and he said that we are selling the property, or I am selling the property. And so they call us and tell us this, and we had no idea he was selling it. Alright, well, considering all this, we probably wouldn't have gone to the animal shelter if we had known this. And had we known this, we definitely wouldn't have been that serious. And so I ended up calling my landlord and saying, is there any way that you can talk to the new property owner about this and see if we can't get a cat approved, as this process is going on, because this cat we really bonded with, and we don't want it to go to someone else. And the landlord called me back and said that he put in a request to have a cat. And he says he doesn't know how long it'll take for the new landlord to get back to him. I would assume it can't take that long, considering they're selling the property, and they're probably going to be in constant communication within that week that it is selling, which happens to be this week as I'm speaking. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And me and my wife are very frustrated because, we were heartbroken, or at least I was, that we couldn't get the cat right away, and we were still worried that it might go to someone else. We don't want it to, but I keep calling the animal shelter and saying, we're still interested. I'm doing everything I can to follow through with the new landlord, the old landlord, and we're gonna, once we find out, or once they give us the go ahead, we will adopt the cat. And they said, we're gonna do our best. We're gonna do the best we can to keep Prancer is her name, off of people's radar. We won't really point it out, and we'll kind of hide it on the website. And they know that we're the perfect family for her, and we just don't want to lose her. And so they're doing everything in their power to what's the word? Hold her off of other people from adopting her. So I asked if they could give us a courtesy call if, in fact, she did get adopted anytime soon, before we could get back to them about our landlord. So right now I'm not really worried about losing her because I haven't received a phone call yet since she was adopted. So that's kind of a relief in some ways, so I don't have to keep thinking if every day she's gone or not. So. But they know that we want her, and we're just waiting on an official go-ahead. And I was telling my family and friends and, my wife, I'm like, there's already cats on this property, animals on this property. They don't allow dogs, but people have pets on the property, and I cannot see them alienating their community here and not letting cats, at least, on the property or into the future. As a business decision, that doesn't make a lot of sense. You're gonna drive away people from wanting to be here if they do have pets, and for people that live here, you're gonna ask them to basically leave if they don't. If they don't allow pets in the future after their lease is up. So to me it's a very bad business move if they do decide to go that route. We'll see though. I'm hoping for the best at this point. So I'm just waiting. I texted my landlord today and asked if he had heard anything from the new one. He said not as of yet. So again, still just kind of waiting, playing the wait game. I hate it because usually these things can go by so quickly, and you can adopt and you're good to go. But man, I'm just really anxious to get a cat. And my wife said yesterday, I hope we get Prancer, but I just want a cat. And if we have to look for another one, then I guess so be it. But I don't want to do that. I really don't. I really like Prancer, and she's only 2 years old, so she's a young cat. Don't have to worry too much about medical concerns, or she has none at all, but she's so young that, we don't, her medical bills would be quite low if she has any, for shots and stuff. So, just anxious, really. So we dealt with that all last week. And in the meantime, we're kind of brainstorming where we want to put the litter box and where we want to put everything if and when we're able to bring Prancer home. I picked her up when we were at the animal shelter, and she just kind of laid in my arms, and it was really, really cool. It was awesome. We were so happy when we left the animal shelter, and then we got the phone call, and they said that we couldn't do it right now because of the building was being sold at this time, and they had to wait. We have to wait to hear from the new landlord, and it just crushed us. Again, at least me, but I know my wife wasn't too happy either. So I hope in about a week, because the property sells on the 31st, or it closes on the 31st or the 1st, which the 31st is Friday and the 1st is the 31st is Thursday, the 1st is Friday. So as soon as that happens, I can get a hold of the new landlord, and hopefully we'll find out before then. Hopefully it's approved before then by my old landlord via my new landlord. Sorry about that. My phone actually overheated for a second and it stopped recording. So anyways, with the whole cat situation, I just hope everything works itself out and that we can bring home Prancer very, very soon. Kind of rambled on that for a while, probably repeated myself a few times, but whatever, I'm just kind of going through my head right now. But anyways, what else has been going on? So this past weekend I was up in the Twin Cities for my wife's Easter. So I spent time with her family for the most part. Went shopping at Mall of America. Didn't really find anything. I did find one shirt, but it wasn't even in the Mall of America, so we ended up just heading back to her mom's house after we went to Kohl's, and just basically hung out with her mom for the majority of the time. Came back last night. Got home probably around 6 after grocery shopping. Right now, I've just been... I got my car repaired today. Had to get the tie rods changed on my front end of my car. If you guys don't know what tie rods are, they're basically the turning mechanic of the wheels. Major turning mechanic, and those were began to go out. Have some car repairs to take care of in the next few months. Probably next month, as in May, because this one was for April. We'll have to do the sway bar. The sway bar is what keeps your car stable in the front, and we have to get that repaired because that is broken actually. And while it doesn't really affect driving too much unless you're going crazy around corners and stuff, it shouldn't affect me at all. He's not concerned with it, although I should get it repaired, sooner rather than later, but it's not a critical thing by any means. Again, unless you're a speed racer and you're going nuts on roads and you like to go around corners fast, don't worry about it. So I'm a casual driver, so I don't have to really worry too much. And then the control arm bushings need to be replaced. those are going out. And then last but not least would be the small oil leak we have right now. It's not really a small oil leak. It's basically the seals on the gaskets are wearing out, and I need to replace that whole the valves and the seals on them, and that's more of an expensive one, so I'm gonna have to save for that. But so there's gonna be some car repairs for the next probably few months that we're gonna have to get done if we want to maintain this car, because again, we only have one car, so it's still gotta let my wife know about that today when she gets home from work, see what we can do. So yeah, but other than that, I got those done. There, got my car realigned. Waiting to pick up my wife at 5 o'clock here. And then at 6:30 we're gonna go see Batman vs. Superman, which I'm really excited for. I know the fan in me is gonna be really excited. The critic side of me, which analyzes film, may not like it very much, but we'll see. Maybe I've watched a lot of reviews lately. I've watched a lot of things about it, read up on it for the last 3 years. Some things concern me and some things I'm excited about, so we'll see how it goes. So that's at 6:30 tonight. It's 2.5 hour movie, so we'll get done at 9 roughly. Just early. Excited for this week, and then on Thursday, in 2.5 days, we'll be going up to St. Cloud for. It's mainly we're going up there for Cassie, because she, my wife, again, same person. I keep saying wife and Cassie. I keep going back and forth, and I don't know why I do that, but it just kind of comes to my head, and I just speak whatever I want to say. But she has to job shadow someone for her class in college, and we know someone. One of my friends is a special ed teacher, so she can job shadow her for a day, and just, basically she needs to write about her experience and what she learned and the experiences that she had observing a classroom, basically, and what it all entails. So we're going to be up there from Thursday to Sunday. Get to see my friends who I haven't seen probably over a year. That would be fun. I'm not sure, it's been about a year almost. But that would be fun. Always a fun time seeing those guys. So yeah, so this week is just kind of a down week for me. I'm off the entire week. So probably go back to work next Tuesday, I'm assuming, depending on when I'm scheduled. Yeah, I mean, just doing good. I like being out here on the deck. It's warm. It's like 53 out right now, and it's just awesome. I'm very happy with life. I wish there were things that could be different with me. I'm trying to get better at some things. I mentioned to you guys a while ago that, it bugs me that I can't work, you know, the way I want to. You know, my wife works at Mayo Clinic. She's worked so hard, and she goes to school full time, works full time, and she's just worked so hard, and you know, I'm proud of her for what she's done with her life, and just I wish I could be the person that has to work full time, and she could be the one at home and relaxing and not working as much. But the way life turned out for me was, you know, I was unfortunately, you know, born disabled. Can't work as much as most people. I can only work so many hours a week. It bugs me because I feel stagnant. But don't know, and it's hard sometimes because even though I do a lot of housework and I do a lot of, you know, cleaning and cooking, and, you know, so my wife doesn't have to come home and clean it all. She can just focus on her schoolwork and doing whatever she has to do. But, you know, I do the majority, 90% of the cleaning and the cooking for the household. Because, in all honesty, I should be able to, because I only work 3 or 4 days a week. So, I mean, it keeps me active. But at the same time, like, oh man, I wish I could work full time. I really do. I hate being handcuffed by the government, because it's not fun. You know, you go over a certain amount of money, you lose everything. But if I do that, then you end up losing insurance, and then you end up having to pay for insurance. And with my medical condition, I have a lot of procedures done every 3 or 4 months, and I wouldn't be able to do any of that. We wouldn't be living where we are. It's hard because I want to work, but there's no full-time jobs out there for me because I am disabled. And there's a lot of things I can't do. It's my whole right side. I can walk just fine. It's just, again, it's a it's not a very, what's the word I'm trying to think of? I have CP, but it isn't as severe as most CP people. And CP, again, stands for cerebral palsy. But it's not as severe as most. You know, I can walk, I can talk, I can do things, but the problem is it's severe enough to where it does not allow me to do a lot of things in the work field. You know, some things I have to do is like lifting. Lifting isn't hard as long as it isn't too heavy, but like things that take a lot of physical activity is hard for me to do. And there's a lot of things that you have to do out there that takes a lot of physical effort. And then on the other hand too, I can't really sit at a desk and take on a whole lot of multitasking jobs, because I when I was in high school, I had a learning disability and I was in special ed, so it's hard for me to process things as fast as others, which is why you see me stumble through my videos a lot of the time, because I'm just thinking through things, and I'm trying to express myself when sometimes I really can't, and it's frustrating because I want to express myself, but I don't know how sometimes. And sometimes it's easier. Some days it's hard, sometimes it's really easy. So it's just kind of something, it's hard to explain, but I know people that are in my situation know what I'm talking about a little bit. So but anyways, just very, very, crap. I need to get my finger out of the way. You stupid finger. Thank you. Go away. So, yeah, I mean, that's really what's been going on with me this past week. I'm hoping to shoot some video, shoot a vlog up in St. Cloud when I'm at the park or doing something fun. Or just want to chat with myself, because that's what I'm doing. Oh man, people look at you like you're crazy when you're sitting on a balcony talking to yourself. It's entertaining to see all the faces, but some people are for this and some people are against it, and you know, whatever. I just say whatever, because everyone has a different different hobbies, and you know, this has been one of mine for the last 10 years, and I love it, and I love that I'm back into it, you know. So anyways, probably gonna get going. I'm sure I probably missed something I wanted to talk about, but that's my problem. I want to say everything in one video, but I know it doesn't have to be that way, and I'm like, oh shoot, I wanted to talk about that, and then I get frustrated because it's not in the video. But it's not really what it's about. It's about, that's what vlogs are. I'll have something else to talk about tomorrow or whatever again. So it's not a huge deal, and I have to remind myself of that a lot. So anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys watching and listening, and we will see you guys in the next video. All right, peace.